Many of you coming to this site know me, but for those who do not, I am the CEO of Initech and have been involved in the MLM market for nearly 20 years. I have owned several million-dollar businesses, and I would surely qualify as a business expert. For the next few minutes, I would like to share with you some information that is truly worth your full attention. So hold on as I reveal what I know is the best-kept secret in the industry. Millions of people around the world have been exposed to this exciting, hypothetically, geometrically exploding income potential from multi-level marketing. The only thing more famous than that is the well-known fact that the failure rate is embarrassingly high. Even amongst those that can recruit well, all too often, their organizations fall apart and start collapsing, and they find themselves moving on from one opportunity to another, trying to find something that they can build a growing and stable income that will last. It is just difficult to do. What if there was one simple acid test that with that test you could determine almost with absolute certainty whether or not the opportunity you're looking at has remarkable potential for you and is worthy of your time and your effort? Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Well, there is such a test. I refer to it as the business health test. At the foundation of all healthy companies are customers. The health test that I refer to is what I call the 100-to-1 customer to sales rep ratio. Now, it can be a lot more than that, and in a few rare instances it can be a little smaller than that, but you can examine any industry you choose. From real estate to agriculture, you will find that there is a very large number of customers for every single salesperson. In sharp contrast to that healthy business model, most multi-level marketing companies have what I call the 1-to-100 sales rep ratio. Now, there are some that are a little better than that, but if you are truly honest with yourself, what you know is there are very few pure customers in most network marketing companies. They are very unstable companies, as history has revealed. However, if they are large enough and they have been able to survive long enough, they may be successful at the company level, but you're not going to own the company. You are going to own a distributorship. So what is going on at your own distributorship level is the only thing that matters to you. And I can assure you, if you build a distributorship around a tiny customer base and a very large sales team base, which is totally unhealthy, unwise, and just does not work long term. One more comment about customers. The only true customer is a person who is attracted to your company solely for the purpose of purchasing their product or services with zero awareness or interest in the income opportunity. Now, I could spend hours explaining why that is so critically important, but one of the simplest ways to point is when you could have large numbers of just pure customers coming to your company to buy your products and your services and don't care about your income opportunity, then you know your company has an extremely economically viable product or service, because in an open market, consumers are willing to buy it in very large numbers, with or without the income opportunity. Critically important. This is the most common example of building a multi-level marketing distributorship in business. I refer to it as the recruiting model. I'm only going to show 3 levels here as it keeps the number simple. But there is you, and you recruit 3. They get 3, and then they get 3. So your total organization has 40 people in it. One of the critical things to point out here is if you look at your 3rd level, at 27 people represent 67% of your sales team, and not one of them is making any money yet. Let's look at a far more powerful and healthier business model. I call it the customer model. We will use the same sales team of 40 people. At this time, each of your sales team, including yourself, has 100 customers. Now, instead of 40 sales team members potentially ordering product, you have 4,040 people potentially ordering product. Much more like a normal business model and far more stable. Next, I want to show you a financial comparison between the recruiting model and the customer model. Now, these numbers are not forecasted or estimates, but they're intended to show you the sharp contrast between the value of having a large customer base compared to not having a customer base. I'm not going to make any income claims here, but you will get the point very clearly when you look at these numbers. Here are the assumptions. We are going to assume that the sales reps spend substantially more per month than their customers. We will use $80 per month for the sales rep and $30 per month for the customer. We will keep the same total sales team of 40 and the same 4,000 customers that we referred to in the last demonstration. Let's look at what this does. In the recruiting model, you would have a total monthly sales volume of $3,200. That number is derived from multiplying 40 salespeople times $80 per month. In sharp contrast with the customer model, you still have the $3,200 of sales volume, but you also pick up $120,000 of sales volume from the 4,000 customers within your organization. It's a radical difference. Now, if you back up the recruiting model, you can turn that sales force way down, making it easier and easier for people to recruit a small sales team, and yet the sales volume will still be dramatically higher than from the recruiting model. It is extraordinarily powerful because it's good business. Now, I want to talk to you briefly of the company I'm recommending, because this company has, in real life, achieved this model. They are 8 years old, and they are a member of the Better Business Bureau. They have approximately $100 million in annual sales in the United States and Canada. They only have a sales rep force of about 15,000, but they have a customer base of over 2 million real customers. And I have been with them for the last 6 years. Folks, for a company that pays multi-levels of commission with a very dynamic pay plan, those numbers are extraordinary. It works. My checks every month have been on time and increase almost every month without having to recruit at all for the last 6 years. So how well does the customer model work for those of us that are distributors? The highest level of achievement with a company is called Presidential Director. So I am qualified to say, in the last 6 years, I personally sponsored only 15 people in this business. It took less than 3 weeks. I spent another 2 months training them. In this time, I now have over 60,000 customers in my downline. Only 300 are distributors. The rest are customers. This is why I'm aggressively pursuing promoting Trivita. Why? Because now that I have finished Veritech, it is my goal to reach the top of their Trivita comp plan and bring you along with me. After all, I have 60,000 customers in my sales organization with a monthly volume of $150,000. That is $1.8 million in revenue per year that I created with my organization. Incredible. And within a matter of 3 weeks. Please notice that I'm not promoting any income projections here. I don't need to do that, because common sense will tell you that when you just look at the business fundamentals of Trivita, that I am highly compensated. Critical to note here that what if all 300 distributors decided to leave? I still have 60,000 customers in my downline. Guess what? My sales team's not going to go anywhere either. The company doesn't have to worry about me being a top producer either. Why? Because if I run off to some other company, I'm going to have to leave behind 60,000 customers to Trivita. Folks, this business model makes perfect sense. It not only works for the company, it works for us in the field. How would you like to have immediate customers without having to talk to them? How about free sales literature being sent to them by your company on a regular basis? How about knowing that your sales team was professionally trained by the company and that all their questions about the business are answered by the company on your behalf? And how nice would it be to never have to buy and cold call on an opportunity lead ever again? This program accommodates a no-call startup, a low-cost startup, and what I call the super track. It's priceless for non-salespeople. It's an absolute grand slam home run for those who enjoy and are effective at recruiting large numbers of people. Yes, this is a truly remarkable opportunity, and it's time to start building your future on this solid foundation called Trivita. For the many of you that know me well, you know I have been with this company since 2001. At that time, I thoroughly investigated this company. I flew out to the headquarters and spent nearly a week with them. I personally met Barry Borthistle, who at the time was the CEO. I met with his partner, Michael Ellison. Michael Ellison has a strong broadcasting background. He joined with Barry Borthistle to create a company dedicated to the mission of helping people fight the war on disease by focusing on physical, emotional, and spiritual health. I have a thorough knowledge of this company's financial health, ethics, and business practices. In my opinion, Trivita has been the best-kept secret in this industry, but I plan on changing that very, very soon. This is a phenomenally unique opportunity, folks, and the timing couldn't be better. And I think you will agree that my insight is unique as well. It will be a thrill to work with you, and everyone who gets involved with me in Trivita will benefit from the full force of my marketing machine and expertise. Again, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this.